Hello guys, it's Mike here. I've got my new little saber soundboard set up and installed to my lightsaber. This board is called S.T.R.E.A.M and I got this board from Andras Kun, and the software to this little board was developed by Jackesoft. You should definitely check his work out. This board has a USB connection and an interface which we can install to our computer and set up everything in the lightsaber board. It has loads of functions and tweaking options which I will show you in the video, but let me just walk you through the basics of the lightsaber board. This is a one button setup. If you press the button and tap the saber, as you can hear, we can change the sound banks. We have 4 sound banks. Now after we hear the boot sound, we just press the button, turn the saber on, we have sing sounds, flash on flash, we have blaster bolts, and we have the lookup function as well, which we can exit by pressing the button or just moving a little swing. We also have the option to set up our basic functions. Just press and hold main switch button. Let's get into the menu mode.
Menu mode.
Okay.
Set sound volume.
Set sound volume. Now if we press the button, yeah, we just went over the loudest setup. I'm going to press the button a few times. As you can see, our saber is getting louder and louder. Now we reach the maximum volume. I'm going to press hold. Main blade color. We can toggle around with the settings. We have 12 presets here. Just okay, if we are satisfied with the color, press hold. Let's get to the next one.
Set flash color.
Flash color. Play around with this as well. Yes, red. Let's press and hold, get to the next.
Set swing sensitivity.
Swing sensitivity.
8. 9. User custom.
User custom is always the setup which we do on our PC with the interface connected. But now I'm going to just use 1, 2, 3, 4.
6, 7, 8.
Yeah, that's quite alright now. The higher number means more sensitivity, so let's just get to the next one.
Set clash sensitivity.
Clash sensitivity.
7, 8.
It's okay. And there we have our setup done. Here we have the color, flash on flash, blaster, lookup function, and power off. And now let me show where the S.T.R.E.A.M lightsaber board gives the best functionality. Let me connect this to my PC and just walk you through the round and play around with the settings. Once connected, this is going to be our interface. So let me just run through the options we have here. In the top left corner, we can choose our sound bank. And here in the top right, we can save to saber, load our factory defaults. If we mixed up too much our lightsaber, we can reload them and then go playing around once again. We can disconnect from saber and quit the program itself. And here are the options we can change and play around with live, of course. First of all, it's the blade effect and colors, sound and timing, motion setting options, and simply it's called options, but yeah, I will cover this later on. So let's just get into the blade effect and colors. Yeah, if we are inside the menu now, as we can see, we have flicker effect, main color, flash color, and these are the lookup functions we can all set up. So let's just get through all these. So of course we do have 12 presets which we can toggle through without the interface from the standard button menu mode, but the true greatness comes from the interface. I'll go straight ahead and show you the flicker effect. And if I hit preview, or you hit preview, you can see what's set up as our main color. And as you can see, it has a really small pulsating effect on it. So this is set up to 6 now, and if we lower this setup, let's say 3, we are going to see a more flickering main blade. And if we go all the way down to 1, then it's going to have a really quick flickering effect. This could be very useful if you would like to have something like a Kylo Ren unstable blade, so we can use this flickering effect to set that up. And now let's get on to our main color. We can just simply hit modify here, and these little bars are going to represent our RGB LEDs, sorry, and we just have to pull these. I'll pull these down so you can see how simple it is to mix colors. So there's a little window here which we can tick in. It's called preview, and now if I pull this bar up, you can see as my red LED turns on to full power, then the next one is green, of course, and the last one is blue. So these bars represent our LEDs, so we can now play around and mix our colors. And actually this is all live, so once we have our color option which we like the most, and so I'm going to use a lot of blue here, add a little green and a little red as well. And once we are satisfied, we just hit OK, and we have our main color blade set up. Now let's go down to the flash color, and we can do the same thing as we did on our main blade. Just go on to preview mode, and we can see what's set up now. It's kind of a whitish, greenish, something like that color. Let's go hit modify, do the same thing, click preview, so we can see our flash color. I'm going to go with a more reddish one with this, but I'm going to use some blue and add a little green as well. So once satisfied, just hit OK, and now we have our flash color set up as well. Next one we can tweak is the lookup intensity. This means the color of the lookup, the power of the lookup actually. So it's 100 represents 100%. And if we lower this, let's just hit preview so you can see what I'm talking about. So this is with full brightness. If we lower this, then it will lower brightness as well. Yeah, and there we have it. We can change lookup flicker intensity as well. Let's go a little bit more up. As you can see, we can change all these setups here. So this is how it's going to be in our lookup. Now let's just hit OK, and we can of course save to the saber, and we will see a little flash there on the saber. It means it's saved now. So let's get on to our next little icon here, which is sound and timing. We have loads of options here. The first one, the power on blade delay. Here we can synchronize our sound with the LED power ons. So I'm going to hit preview so we can hear the sound and the timing of the LEDs when it comes to full power. So let me just hit preview now. The power of time seems a little bit off, so I'm going to reduce this. This is mean milliseconds, so I brought it down to 600. Hit preview again. I think the turn on sound is quite okay. Yeah, not really. Let's go down to 400. Now, as you see, I got on the wrong way, so let's go to 1200. So it will add a few milliseconds to our power off mode. Yeah, I'm way more closer. I think I'm fine with this setup. So if we just take a little look over here, we can play around with the blaster, flash time, swing suppress time, and all these quite nice stuff. We can hit preview to see what we have set up now. Yes, we can hear now the hum. And now you can hear the swing sound, the clash sound, and of course it will go all the way through all these setups. We can change them, play around. I think I leave it more or less. Yeah, we have the turn off. I won't play around with this, you can do it at home. So it has a lot of tweaking options, as you can see, and it goes on live actually. So what you would like to set up, you can do it live and then save to saber, and there you go. So the next one is motion settings. Yeah, these are basically the main settings. I will not going to change these because we can change these from the menu mode. We will hear there's a custom setup in the button menu mode. It will represent these settings which we have here, but I am honestly not really familiar with these, so I will leave it as it is. I think the factory setup will be perfectly fine for me, or maybe I will change it from the standard menu. And the last one we have here is options. This actually is if we have a one button mode, we can set it up to use only one button, and if we have an aux button as well, then we can take this out. One button blaster blocks, one button lockup, and we have some more options here actually. Power off after an elapsed time. This is if we somehow leave our saber on and leave it on the table or somewhere we forget it, it will power down by itself. We have also the option for hold switch for setup milliseconds to power off. This is actually pretty handy if we are doing a choreography or something at a con and we accidentally press our button for a longer period. We can set this up in milliseconds so it won't turn off. This could be pretty useful if you do not have a hidden button. Also we can set up deep sleep. It's in minutes. I'm going to take it 5, 10 or 15. I usually set up to 5 when I'm home and give it a higher minute count. If I'm at a con, I do not really like to hit the main button to come out of deep sleep, so I usually give it a higher minute count on a con. And these are the one buttons on and you can use font boot sound. You can take that off as well. Hit OK, hit save. What I didn't show you is top left corner. We have the 4 sound banks. These numbers represent the sound banks, so we can just go ahead and choose another sound bank. Now we can hear the boot sound, and the procedure is the same as before. You can change the flicker effect, main color. There we go. We can modify our flash on, clash color. Let's just hit preview. Yeah, now our lookup flicker intensity is on 0, so I'm going to add some numbers here, and I'm going to take this down a little, and as you can see now our flicker changed. Hit OK, hit save. We can play around with the other settings of course, but we can do a lot of stuff. We can set up each and every sound bank. It's very important once we change our sound bank, after we have our settings set up, we have to save, because if we don't save and change our sound bank, then we can start all over. So now once we have our setup done and we have our saber ready, I am just going to hit disconnect, and that's it. We got our saber set up. So that was my little presentation of the S.T.R.E.A.M board. If you would like to get one or check out Andras' other Arduino based boards, I will put the description and the link below here under the video. Thank you for watching, and if you would like to comment, please do. I will answer them. If you like the video, hit thumbs up, or if you didn't, of course, thumbs down. Thank you for watching. See you. Bye.